Well, hello everyone. This is Adelaide O'Dunton, and I want to welcome you to the Festival of Healing for the Wellness Revolution. I'm very quickly going to take care of some quick housekeeping items, and then we are going to plunge into a call that on a topic that I'm really passionate about with a woman, a doctor, a friend who is truly an expert in terms of your skin and how to reverse your skin age naturally and have more youthful and vibrant skin. And I know that this is a topic that interests a lot of women, and I'm also discovering men as well. So let's take care of the housekeeping items. First of all, you can submit any questions to me during the call via the webcast, and we'll address as many of these questions as we can for the last 20 minutes of the call. And if you're on the phone, when we get into the Q&A section, you can ask your question live by entering *2 on your phone to raise your hand. And we will definitely have a replay of the call available for you, and it will be available for the weekend, so you have a chance to listen and to share it with your friends. So, our guest today is Dr. Suzanne Bennett, and her topic is Reverse Your Skin Age Naturally for a More Youthful, Vibrant Skin. And I'm just so delighted to have you here, Dr. Suzanne. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Adelaide. I really, really love your work, and I'm just happy to be able to share whatever I can to help you all out there feel better about yourself from the inside out.
Okay, so I want to let you all know who Dr. Suzanne is, and then we will get into the heart of the matter in terms of our skin. Dr. Suzanne Bennett is an internationally recognized natural and integrative medicine expert with over 26 years of clinical experience in the fields of allergies, clinical nutrition, lifestyle, and anti-aging medicine. She is the best-selling author of the 7-Day Allergy Makeover, a talk show host of Wellness for Life show on Radio MD and iHeartRadio, and she is the CEO and founder of Puregenics, a skincare company specializing in premature skin aging and optimal restoration. She is devoted to sharing the best health strategies and providing easy-to-implement tips to improve your life and start feeling better today. Let me say that again. She is devoted to sharing the best health strategies and providing easy-to-implement tips to improve your life and start feeling better today the all-natural way. She is also the CEO and founder of Puregenics, a skincare company that is dedicated to creating non-invasive products and cutting-edge formulations to help prevent aging, rejuvenate, and restore optimal skin health. Her philosophy is that healthy skin leads to better health. Her work has been featured in numerous television outlets and publications, including Fox News with Dr. Manny, ABC Family Channel, Extra NBC, Good Day LA, Marie Claire Magazine, Women's World Magazine, Women's Health, and OK Magazine. And as you will have a chance to see when you get to go to the links that we will share with you at the end of the call, she really is one of those people who is the best advertisement for her work and for the products that she is going to tell us about. So Suzanne, Dr. Suzanne, I am just really happy you're here, and we want to hear what you have to say about skin health and skin care.
Oh, thanks so much. Thanks for that introduction.
Well, it's an impressive one. You know, I first met you, I think probably about 5 years ago, and yep. As you know, I was dealing with some challenging skin and allergy issues that you were able to help me with. And your knowledge about allergies was really remarkable, and the thing that did strike me was how fabulous your skin looked and how young you looked. So I'd like you to know, if you would share with our audience, how, as a chiropractic physician, you got interested in allergies and skin health, and how you were led to write the 7-Day Allergy Makeover.
Oh, gosh. That's such a long story, but I'm going to keep it as short as I can so that we can really dive into all the nitty-gritties of skin health. You know, 26 years ago, I was a chiropractic physician. I was practicing as a sports medicine doctor. And that's a long time ago, Adelaide. I've been, seeing a lot of people in various different types of health issues. But I did mainly sports medicine. And then I got pregnant with my son, Cody. That was 7 years into my private practice. And Cody was a phenomenal. I mean, when he was born, he was almost 10 pounds in weight, such a beautiful child. But then soon after, very soon, in his early ages of his life, which is like about 3-4 months, he started experiencing all these allergy symptoms. Itchy skin, eczema, oozing skin, runny nose, mucousy stool. All of these things started happening, and I didn't know why. And back then, as a chiropractic sports physician, I really didn't know anything about allergies. I didn't know anything about gut issues, and definitely I did all my best in learning about pediatrics, of course, and how to take care of a baby. But obviously it wasn't enough, and so what I did was I ended up taking him to the doctors left and right and found out that he had inhalant allergies and digestive allergies. And the doctors, did their best. They would give us the skin cream, cortisone cream, to get rid of the eczema. They gave us, told us to watch my diet and whatnot, because I was nursing him at the time. And nothing really helped. And it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And by the time he was over a year old, he was already diagnosed with anaphylactic reactions, where we literally had to carry an EpiPen to save his life, to open up his airway. It was horrific for us. George and I, as parents, I was constantly scared that we would actually lose his life. He was in the hospitals many, many times until he got an MMR and a chickenpox vaccine, and we discovered after he got that vaccine, those 2 vaccines, he ended up having cerebellar meningitis. So that was pretty much the straw that broke the camel's back for us, and for me particularly. And I decided that I've got to get help. I've got to do something to save my son's life and get rid of these allergies for him, and particularly anaphylactic reactions that could end up fatally. So what I did was I went back to school. After 7 years of my practice, I literally went back to school and became an expert on natural health, especially about food and things that we are putting into our body that was causing my son's demise and his poor health. And then I started implementing. All of my sports medicine patients ended up becoming allergy patients. And I went to school and I learned from the best of the best. I learned from Queen of Pediatric Allergy, Dr. Doris Rapp, the #1 environmental medicine doctor, Dr. William Rea. I was the only chiropractor in 1996. This is way long ago. I was the only chiropractor that ever went to, back then, the American Academy of Environmental Medicine. I was accepted as a student to go to the postgraduate classes and literally learn about allergies, because all I did was pretty much every day I called them and begged them to let me come to their classes, because all I wanted to do was help my son. I just wanted him to feel better and have a better life. And as I learned all this, I realized, gosh, there's so many people, millions and millions of people in America and all across the world have allergies. And so I shifted my practice and became an allergy specialist. And by doing the allergy work, remember I said earlier about Cody having a lot of eczema problems and itchy skin and rashes. He had rashes from head to toe all over. I learned a lot about skin health. And then that's how I got interested in skin.
And what is the relationship between allergies and skin?
It's so integrated. It's really interesting. So when you have allergies and you've got inhalant allergies, or let's say food allergies, right? What ends up happening is that people don't realize that those tissues the nasal passages, the respiratory system, and the lung, that's the lung, and the gut, the entire digestive tract, is closely related. In fact, in Chinese medicine, that's called the yin and the yang organs. The lung is the yin, the yang is the large intestine. And when you look at the way the skin is related, in Chinese medicine, the skin is considered the third lung. It breathes like the lung. It exchanges substances like the sweat glands. It literally is used for a cleansing of our body. Just the way we exhale carbon dioxide and then and to inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. The same thing, similar things happen. Of course, different types of chemicals are absorbed and excreted through the skin, but it works very similarly to the respiratory system. And because of that, plus, regarding the gut mucosal tissue is closely linked to the skin because it's actually the same tissue. The outside of your body literally goes inside your body through the gut. Does that make sense? The outer covering of your skin is a very similar tissue, and it's called ectoderm, tissue that goes down into. So in embryonic stages, when you're in your mother's womb, that's the way the cells literally change. Becomes the skin or becomes the gut. And that's the close relationship. So one of the factors that people always ask me, why do you look at nutrition when you're trying to heal the skin rather than, the way dermatologists look at it? They go ahead and give you
top.
That's right. Thinking
Right.
that that's how it's going to help their skin. But the truth is the skin comes from the depths of your gut. And if you correct your gut, then you're going to be able to heal your skin. For instance, when I work with individuals who've got rosacea is a very common condition that medical doctors will use a type of antibiotic gel that you apply. And what I look for is bacteria and fungi in the gut, because more often than not, there's a bacteria called H. pylori or Helicobacter pylori. Are you familiar with that bacteria?
Yes.
Yes. That bug, if you have it in your stomach, has a tendency to cause rosacea. And what's happening is that you've got this overgrowth of bacteria in the gut or overgrowth of bacteria of fungi in the gut, whether it's in the stomach, small intestine, or large intestine. And when you've got this overgrowth and this chronic infection, just like the way we poop, the bugs poop too. It has a tendency to excrete toxins. And when we have what you call an overgrowth, and some people call it SIBO, some people call it yeast infection or candida, and some people we can even talk about parasites because that can do the same thing. But all three different types of microorganisms will cause a leaky gut. It causes inflammation in your gut lining. It causes a condition where you've got permeability issues. So then you absorb these toxins coming out from the bacteria. And where does it go but to the skin? Because the skin is your largest integument. It's the largest emunctory, and emunctory means excretory element, excretory organs. A lot of us know about the excretory organs such as the colon to poop out, the urination with the kidneys, and then the liver, of course, helps with that too. But your skin is your largest ability, the fastest and the largest organ to get toxins out. I love using the skin for detoxification. And if you want to detoxify, and like we talked about, if your body is showing signs of skin issues because you're cleansing, you're going to look like you're having acne, rosacea, hives, rash, eczema. Psoriasis, very good. Psoriasis. All of these symptoms that you see on the skin are not primary problems. Sure, there's problems, let's say, if you have tinea versicolor, like you've got a skin fungus, that's a primary problem. But a lot of the other ones I just talked about, these chronic ones, those are from the gut. Those are from the inside. So
healing our gut and eliminating leaky gut, all of that is critical for us to have optimal skin health, right?
Absolutely. It's absolutely critical. So if anyone comes into my office, I do a whole body diagnosing, meaning like I look at their whole body, not just, taking labs with blood and the basic what a medical doctor would do, but I look at their nails, I look at their skin, I feel their hair, and I look at everything because it gives me signs and clues that something's going on in the gut. So what I did with all of these allergy, the information that I learned and I implemented with all my patients, I put it all together of 25 years. I mean, really a lot of years of clinical experience, and I put it into the 7-Day Allergy Makeover, which is my book. My book is all about cleaning up your diet and your environment so that you can have a healthier gut. You can get rid of all of these symptoms I'm talking about of allergy symptoms, skin allergies, chronic inflammatory raw problems, acne. And if you think about it, if you've got inflammation in the gut, right, then you're going to have inflammation all over. And that includes your skin on your face, the skin on your body. And the more inflammation you have, the faster you age. The faster you look like you're aging. And if you've seen my before picture, back in, I was 43, I really had a terrible aging issue on my skin. I felt great inside, but not my skin because I was really not taking good care of it.
Right. And for our listeners, you'll be able to go to a page where you will be able to see the before and the after. You've probably seen the before, you see the after pictures in the promotions that we've had of Dr. Suzanne, and you can see she looks great, and she is quite honest about her age. So, Dr.
Yes.
Suzanne, how old are you?
This year I'm 53 years old.
Okay,
I'm 53.
So
and the
this
picture,
year she's 53.
Yes.
And the
picture of my before photo was 43. Oh my gosh, I got to tell you the story about that picture. Adelaide, at 43, we went on a big trip, George and I, and it was a candid photo of that photo that you see, where I have severe sun damage and hyperpigmentation. My skin is sagging everywhere. I've got wrinkles on my forehead all around.
Wrinkles.
I mean, like bad wrinkles. And, most of the time, and I mean all the time, what am I saying most of the time? Majority, I will delete any photos that make me look like, something I don't like. But I found that photo on my husband's computer. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is a perfect before photo. Because I want to make sure I feel good. I want to look good, and I want to feel good about myself. And I'm someone that really takes a lot of care inside my body, supplements. I'm a big avid water woman. I love to surf. I go into the water all the time, the ocean. I'm snorkeling a lot. I love going snorkeling down in Mexico, particularly when it's really warm. And so I'm not someone who skimps on the sun. And because of that, that's how I ruined my skin. And I've tried everything, I really have. And before all the things that you guys are all going to learn about. But when I talk about the 7-Day Allergy Makeover, it's really, the book talks about all the different areas of your lifestyle as well as your food on how you can reduce all that inflammation that we talked about earlier, whether it's allergies to food, whether it's intolerances to food and certain types of ingredients that are in food, whether it's the water you drink. Did you know water? Water is the second chapter of my book. I have a full chapter just in water alone. The water we drink in America is super irritating to the gut. I'm talking about tap water. And, tap water, a lot of people drink it. When you go to restaurants, they get water in the restaurants, and that's tap water. You drink tea or coffee at a Starbucks, that's tap water. We drink way too much tap water, and the tap water causes leaky gut and inflammation because of the chlorine and the other chemicals, as well as chloramines, fluorides. Their residual arsenic is in. People don't realize that there's arsenic in our water. So these types of toxins that you are ingesting, applying to your skin. I mean, I have on day 6, I talk all about body hygiene, what you apply to your skin.
Suzanne, what I want to do, though, is let's focus on let's talk about the 7 steps to gorgeous skin.
Oh, yeah.
Because really, I think that is what gives you the core things that affect your skin that are in the 7-day allergy makeover, but brings it down to a very tangible way in terms of how we can use what the changes we need to make in our lives in order to have great skin, because you deal with skin from the inside out, and you talk about how we can take care of our insides to have great skin, and then how we treat our skin in terms of the outer skin. So take us through the 7 steps. I know that there is a video, and by the way, everyone, you'll be sent to a link to a mini-series that Dr. Suzanne has that you'll be able to get more in depth, but I want to cover the content so people get an idea.
You bet. Yes, I've got this. The way I work with skin itself is I always go through these 7 steps, because each one will help you address different parts of your skin. Number 1 is all about food, and I'm gonna just go over the general, and then I'll go through each one so that you can follow me. So number 1 is all about food and what you put into your body. Number 2 is all about water, like I was talking about in day 2. Number 3 is all about how to prevent skin damage, because if you can't prevent it, then obviously you're going to have trouble with premature aging skin. Number 4 is all about what supplements can you take, because I take a lot of really pertinent supplements for developing and healthier and developing, and that one that will go to your skin to develop stronger and more resilient skin. My 5th step is all about using the right type of cosmeceuticals, which are ingredients that are in the right ingredients that are in your skincare products to enhance and prevent premature aging. And then my 5th step is about that was my 5th step. My 6th step is about proper skincare. People don't realize it's not just about washing your face with soap and putting some moisturizer and going to bed. There's definitely steps that you can take so that you enhance your glowing, more youthful skin. And then my last is my number 1 secret, and I'll talk to you about that when I get to it. So let's get to
yes,
food.
because that is amazing, by the way, and I have a story to share about that. So go ahead.
Oh, good. I just took a sip of water before we start. So number 1. Healthy skin, literally healthy, glowing skin is all about food. It's the number 1 area that I address. And we want to reduce all inflammatory foods that can cause the eczema, the acne, the whiteheads, and the aging process. And the top foods, I'll give you some of them right now. The top foods I always go to is dairy. Dairy you want to cut out. It is a pro-inflammatory food. It causes a lot of mucus buildup, but one of the other factors that people don't know about dairy, not just for the fact that you're allergic to it or sensitive to it and intolerant to the casein or intolerant to the lactose, is that dairy in our country, it's not pasteurized enough, and there's a lot of bacteria that grow in dairy products, and that grow. What I mean by grow, literally, it's contaminated with bacteria, sometimes even parasites, and that can wreak havoc in your gut and cause inflammation. Number 2, gluten. Now, gluten everyone knows about, so I don't need to go deeper into it, but when you have inflammation in your gut, you got the leaky gut, then once you got leakiness, you're going to have more skin issues. So that's why I cut that out. Sugar, of course, it's inflammatory, but what sugar does is if you look at honey or any type of caramelized sugar, it's very, very sticky. So when you absorb sugar into your gut and you eat too much of it, it gets sticky and it gets bound to protein. And what is protein? Skin, obviously, is made of protein. It's made out of collagen. And when that happens, you get what's called AGEs. Too much sugar causes AGEs, AGESs, and that's called advanced glycating end products. And with that, when you have too much of these AGEs, you're going to get wrinkles. So that's part of the reason why, Dr. Perricone, I don't know if you've ever heard of, he was a guy who started all about get off of sugar, and he's been doing that, talking about that for many, many years. Love his
Okay,
direction.
I want to interrupt I mean, basically, it's hard for everybody to hear because we were all brought up and addicted to sugar that we need to really eliminate it. But I have to say, I sat up and paid attention because I've done a lot to eliminate sugar from my diet, I thought. But you even included you included xylitol as just as bad as the others, yes?
Yes. And it's not that it's just as bad as, let's say, candy and cookies. You
Right.
know, it's not as bad as that. But what it is that what the xylitol is a large alcohol compound that's called polyols. And our body, the human body, we do not have the ability to digest it very well. Well, if you don't digest it, what ends up happening is that you end up having the undigested alcohol sugar, xylitol, goes deeper into the gut, and the bacteria, the parasites, if you have any, the yeast, will grow. Will literally grow. It'll feed it. Exactly.
Okay.
On
Very
top of that,
interesting.
too much xylitol, because it is a food that is considered a FODMAP. It will go into the gut.
It's considered a what?
It is a FODMAP, fructo-oligo saccharide. Are you familiar with FODMAP?
No.
FODMAP is a group. It's a group of foods, and there's a lot of gut people that are interested in the gut talks about FODMAP, high FODMAP diets, and high FODMAP diets are foods that our body does not know how to digest because we don't have the enzymes to digest these foods that are naturally in foods. So high FODMAP, and FODMAP stands for fructo, oligo, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. I know it's a long word, lots of big words, but basically they're sugars. They're fermentable carbohydrates that our body does not digest, Adelaide. And if we don't digest it, again, it will feed the bugs and cause leaky gut, gut inflammation, irritable bowel syndrome, and can lead to a lot of other diseases. So
xylitol is a no-no.
That's right.
Agave,
it's a
we know, is a no-no because it was presented as an alternative, but agave is a no-no. Essentially, what about Locanto?
Locanto is a different kind of sugar. It is.
It is. Okay.
Yes. Locanto, hold on one second, because Locanto is actually it's not I think that's the name of a type of sugar.
It's from monk fruit.
Yeah, that's right. Locanto is not a fruit. Locanto is the actual brand name.
Yes.
It's the brand name, and it's from a monk fruit, right?
Right.
And what I believe, I've looked at monk fruit, and it's not the polyols that I'm thinking about. It's not the same. So monk fruit is, I believe, a fruit from Asia.
Yes.
It's very common in Asia. Yeah. I personally like stevia because I like the ones that are liquid, which is non-alcoholic based liquid, and I find that works really well. So remember, when it comes to xylitol, it's xylitol if you make, let's say, a big cake with it, is going to be giving you a problem. If you had a few sprinkles in your chamomile tea, that's not an issue. It's when you have large dosages of it.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. That's helpful.
So,
simply because as I read your list, I was like, whoa.
Right. And that list, you guys all will have access to. You know, and what I'm talking about regarding the food, the next thing I was going to talk about was fermentable carbohydrates after talking about just basic sugar. So fermentable carbohydrates are the ones that I just talked about. But one food, the way the body digests, we don't have the enzymes. So what you want to do is you want to stay away from these fruits, vegetables, and grains. So interestingly, did you know that wheat, barley is very high of these fermentable carbohydrates? You know, they have what's called fructans. So because of that, fructan is a type of fermentable carbohydrate. And because you're not able to digest it well, it causes irritation in the gut. So everything that is irritating the gut is what I want to reduce. And that includes, in that list that I talked to you about, you'll be very surprised. There's 39 fruits and vegetables, Adelaide, 39 that I recommend you not to have. But there's so much more good vegetables and fruit I ask you to have so that you don't have the inflammation. It will reduce the inflammation. And ultimately, that will give you better looking skin, healthier looking body, flatter looking belly because you're not all bloated and gassy. I mean, bloat and gas is the number one sign when you've got fermentable carbohydrates in your diet. That's number one sign. Everyone complains about that these days. You know, I actually give you a way to measure out your belly to show you. At least, you know, we don't have to go into that now, but I'm telling you, you can look at your waist to hip ratio to see whether or not you've got that bloated belly. So let me move on into after fermented carbohydrates. What I do is I actually ask people to reduce alcohol because alcohol is also something that can wreak havoc in the gut and cause inflammation. And I know everyone, you know, loves their wine at dinner time and they want to have their high polyphenols or resveratrol, but I highly recommend you to take it in a supplement form rather than having it in a alcohol form, because a drink form, because a drink is going to irritate the gut. Another factor about the alcohol is that when you've got histamine going, because you might be sensitive to the alcohol, what we end up having is that we have a high histamine release. It'll affect your skin color. It'll cause more redness on the skin, and that's something that people don't like. And I would say that the last thing that I want people to look at when it comes to food is fungus, fungi, yeast, moldy foods. And people say, well, I don't eat moldy. And I say, well, if you eat cheese, you're probably eating mold. If you eat salad at a restaurant, you're probably eating contaminated vegetables. And what that will do when you have too much mold in your diet, then you're going to, again, cause inflammation in your gut, increasing the aging process. So that's number one, you know. And again, you can look at the list that you're going to get when you go into that mini-series. So shall we go into number 2?
Let's move to number 2 because we have 7 to do and even more to talk about.
So number 2 is all about water. You know, 60 to 65% of our body weight is in water. And have you ever seen the babies? I mean, the babies, they are so plump. And there's absolutely no wrinkle. And it's smooth like a dolphin skin. I've touched them and it's just so amazingly smooth. And why? Why is the baby's skin so plump? And it's because it's due to optimal hydration. Optimal hydration. So one of the factors that, you know, people always say, well, how much shall I drink? You know, yesterday at my office, one of my patients told me she drank 6 liters of water a day. Now that is too much.
That is unhealthy. Wow.
That's right. Some people might say, well, that's healthy for you. No, it's not. A 130-pound woman drinking 6 liters a day, you can get what's called hyponatremia, meaning you literally deplete all your sodium in your body, and it can cause neurological issues, heart problems, and not just that, fatigue, right? And so you don't want to overdo, and you don't want to drink under the amount. So what I always say is that you look at your body weight in pounds. So if your body weight is 130, then you divide it by 2, and that's going to be the ounces. So that ends up being, 65, right?
Right.
So 130 pound person will drink 65 ounces. Now, if you live in Florida like you do, or you live in the desert in the Palm Springs, or you live high altitude, then you need more water. So I usually ask people to have about 12 to 24 ounces extra. If you're an athlete and you love to work out, or you love to do sweats and go into sweat lodges or saunas, then you need more as well. You really need to figure out what kind of workouts you do and how much you need to replenish. Now, one of the things that I tell everyone is that you need to drink purified water. Purified water, I mentioned earlier, you don't want to drink tap water. You want to drink purified. And purified water is basically just pure H2O. And you can get that through reverse osmosis unit or through literally buying it at the store. And then let's move on. One of the things that I like to recommend is for you to steam your face. Have you ever tried a steamer, facial steamer?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah,
Feels good.
wonderful. And if you don't have a facial steamer, you can literally boil a pot of water, a big pot, and then turn it off, of course, put it in front of your vanity, and you just get a scarf, and you put it over your head, and you just put your face, and don't get close because it can be very hot, and just get, I'd say, about 2 feet away and start steaming your face. And what a great way to hydrate your skin. Hydrate. It'll open it up, and your body will soak it up, right? So let's move on to number 3. Number 3, the third secret to gorgeous skin is to prevent the damage. Skin damage from the elements and toxins. It's super important that you got to first start with your teeth. People will say, why do you have to talk about teeth when it's, not your skin? But if you have infection in your teeth, if you have gingivitis, if you've got inflammation, if you've got, a lot of bacterial growth, if you've got yeast overgrowth, and you know how you can tell? Of course, not only just looking at your gums, but look at your tongue. Remember I told you earlier, I do a lot of tongue diagnosing. I look at the tongue, and the tongue tells us so many things. It tells you if the body's dehydrated by having crevices everywhere. It tells you if you're eating too much sugar. If you have too much sugar, when you look at your tongue will be fat. It'll be swollen, and you'll have these scallops like teeth marks on the side of your teeth. If you've got digestive issues, it'll have a bad coating, and it could be different colors, from white to yellow to green and even black. Black tongue is very, very unhealthy. You've got to go and see a doctor if you have anything close to a black tongue, because that's indicative of deep organ failure or organ disease. So then, if there's yeast overgrowth, right, that'll tell you. So I always say you always work from the teeth, and you want to keep it very clean. Now I use it's called a bamboo salt toothpaste. And it's non-fluoridated, of course. And bamboo salt is excellent for killing bugs and keeping your oral cavity clean. And you'll be surprised. There's absolutely no bad breath in the morning or anything like that. And there's no film that builds up when you use that. So then, going into
where do you get that? Bamboo salt. Never heard of it.
Yeah, bamboo salt. It's called bamboo salt toothpaste. I have it on my website, and you can get it at drsuzanne.com. But I believe you can probably find it elsewhere. It is a Korean product, so don't be surprised it says Korean label on it.
Okay.
I'm Korean, Adelaide, so I really love using products that I believe in that comes from Korea.
And so it's all natural.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Okay.
It's all natural. There's no chemicals in it. There's, I believe, 4 or 5 ingredients, and that's it. But it's mainly salt. And when you brush it, you're like, this is very salty. But it's a great product. You'll see. And I even tell people, if they have, let's say, any type of retainers or night guards or, any type of the teeth, that they have. Anyway, you can brush it with that, and it'll get rid of all the bacteria on there too. So it's really a great product. So prevention, we're still working on how to prevent your body from aging rapidly is sleep. And sleep is, to me, 8 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep is super important. And do remember that the electronic devices that you're using close to your head and your environment has a huge, huge impact on your magnetic field in your body, your pineal gland, and your ability to make melatonin. So I'm a big, strong proponent in getting rid of all electrical gadgets in your environment. I even turn off the electrical, circuit breakers just so that I don't get any extra little bits. What's next is the best defense, of damaging from the sun. To me,
let's talk about sunscreen.
Yes, sunscreen, yes. And we've got to use sunscreen. And my choice of sunscreen, I should say sunblock, is zinc oxide. That's my number one choice. And the reason why I use the sunblock rather than a sunscreen is this. You see, sunblock such as zinc oxide, and my second choice is titanium dioxide. It's that the sunblock actually just sits on your skin, and it acts as a barrier to reflect away UV light. In comparison, there are other chemicals out there that most, and I mean majority, of the sunscreens are. And what that does, the sunscreens, the reason why I don't like them is because, number one, they're strong chemicals, and these strong chemicals act as an endocrine disruptor, and it can mimic hormones and activate our hormone receptors. So there's tons of tons of research done on that. And the ones that you want to stay away from that are very common in our sunscreens are like oxybenzone, right? I don't know if you've heard of that, but avobenzone, Parcel 1789, dioxybenzone. Anything you see benzone, you really want to cut out. So a majority, and I'm talking about all of the ones that you get at the regular store, are made of that. Look for the active ingredient as to be a sunblock, which is zinc oxide. There's one thing that you want to be watching out for when it comes to zinc oxide or even titanium dioxide is that you do not want to get one that's been nanonized. And so if you see micronized, the word micronized in the active ingredient, micronized zinc or nanonized, you want to stay away from that, because what that means is it's smaller. The particle is smaller than 100 nanometers, and that can literally get absorbed into your bloodstream because your skin is absorbing organ. So be careful with that. So the zinc oxide is what you want to apply, and you do that every morning. Obviously, you want to do it, reapply it if you're an athlete and you're running out a lot, or if you are, swimming in the waters, anything where you know that you need more extra protection, you got to reapply it. I've got a product called the Element Protection Stick. You have that, Adelaide? And
I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah, and that is a perfect product that I use. It's zinc oxide in there, and what it does is it literally rinses the water away. It's not rinsing, rolls the water off of your skin. And we can talk about that later. So then what else is it? So regarding the protection, those are the things. And then let's, of course, be obvious about making sure the clothes you wear, everything, your hat, the typical. Then, okay, you want to ask me a question?
Well, one of the things that I found really interesting was what you had to say about supplements. So I wanted to
let's
talk
go to
about that.
To me, the supplements are, I'd say, one of the top three when it comes to preventing aging and building blocks for your skin. People think that the skin, whatever you eat with your foods, yes, of course, I'm a big believer in dense nutrient foods such as vegetables, of course, and seeds and nuts and all that. But there's also people that don't realize that the skin needs to be fortified with the right type of food, such as proteins. Protein is what is the building block of skin. Skin is made out of, majority of it is collagen-based in the dermal cells. And the collagen is basically the framework for your skin. And if you don't have good framework, then your skin's going to be weaker. It's going to be more damaging. It's going to be affected by the elements such as the sun and the wind and even snow and when you're in the water. So it's super important that you build the amount of collagen and you take the right amount of supplements to do that. Now, I told you earlier you've got to make sure you eat really good foods and about protein. But the problem is as we age, as we get older, starting like 35 and up, and sometimes even earlier, is that we have trouble digesting proteins. And so as you're getting older, I think it's really important that you see, and the signs of, in fact, if you don't digest your proteins very well, one of the signs of that is that you are losing your skin quality, you are losing muscle mass, you end up, your nails are really thin and peeling, you're losing your hair. All of these tissues I'm talking about are made out of protein. So what you want to do is you want to take an enzyme. So that's my number one formula that I give to my patients is you need enzymes so that you can break down your proteins properly. Another sign of poor protein digestion is gas. After you've eaten, and you haven't eaten like, the typical gassy foods, let's say the beans or the broccolis and things like that. And if you haven't eaten that, but you're still having gas after, let's say, a chicken salad, then often it's because you're not digesting the proteins. So if you want super vibrant and glowing and tight, plump, hydrating skin, then you've got to start eating a good amount of protein. There's going to be people on the call here who are vegans and vegetarians.
Absolutely, and
yes.
I'm going to have a problem with the quantity of meat or fish that you recommend. So let's talk about that.
Yes, I am very conscientious about that because I totally believe what you want to do, why you want to have, more vegetarian or vegan life, and that's totally fine. With those individuals, because you're not going to be eating animal protein, when I'm talking about protein, I'm talking mainly about animal proteins such as chicken, clean proteins, organic, of course, free range, etc., eggs, beef, pork, ox is like a buffalo, ostrich. I like all of that. But if you can't and you won't, then there's alternatives. And the alternative is for vegans and vegetarians to take a supplement that will provide the full spectrum of amino acids, and there's 8 of them, essential amino acids, that you'll need so that you can make the collagen in your body. See, amino acids is the building blocks for protein and collagen. And if that's part of the reason why I want you to take an enzyme, so you can break that big protein molecule down into the little amino acids, and then you'll absorb it through the gut properly. So if you're not going to eat the right amount of proteins, then you're just going to have to take the enzymes. And all my patients who are vegans and vegetarians, they take a supplement that is high value of essential. I have a supplement called Super 8 Aminos, and it's all of the essential aminos, and you got to take a good dose of it. You can't just take 1 or 2. I recommend patients to take anywhere from 4 twice a day to 5 3 times a day, depending on the type of individual they are and what they are, their needs for healing of their body. So I said that those amino acids are important for collagen production, right? And you can take collagen. Now, what is collagen?
Yes, let's talk about collagen, because that is really the incredible distinction of your skincare products.
And
the fact that it offers topical collagen. But I want to take you back a little bit in terms of the supplements. So for all of us, if you are somebody who eats meat and fish and you eat high quality meat and fish, the idea is that you need to have a certain amount of protein in your diet because it produces collagen. And you recommend eating meat or fish on a daily basis. A lot of people simply don't do that. So if we don't do that, we take essential amino acids. Should we, and then you said 4 to 5 tablets a day. Is that as a replacement to the meat or fish, or are we to take essential amino acids on a daily basis? I just want to be clear about that.
Very good, very good. So individuals who still eat a good healthy diet of protein, animal protein, depending on what your lifestyle is like, then I would recommend, for instance, let's say someone comes in and they eat 2 meals a day, good size of chicken, good size of filet mignon, and but then they're an athlete and they are someone that works out 3-4 times a week, very hard, and then they are having trouble recovering from the exercise. Sometimes when you exercise, you get really sore, right?
Right.
And that's because you're challenging your muscles so that you can actually adapt them, help them adapt, and actually grow your muscles and get stronger. Now, if you're not able to get enough of those amino acids into your bloodstream because you're having a certain amount, and those certain amount of proteins is fortifying your brain for neurotransmitters, for the thyroid to work better, your adrenals, all of the major organs, it may be lacking in going into those muscles. So when those individuals, I definitely put them on a program of supplements and of amino acids so that they can recover faster. If you take amino acids, any of your athletes out there, and if you work out really hard and you still get sore, that tells you that you're still not fortifying your body with the right amino acids to grow your muscles and build them and strengthen them. And you want that. You do not want to have a condition which is called sarcopenia. And Adelaide, it's outside of what we're talking about, but sarcopenia is age-related muscle loss, and that's one of the biggest areas that I deal with in my practice, because so many people don't realize when you don't have enough muscle in your body, and I'm talking about muscle as in your quadriceps, your legs, your arms, your abs, your core. When you don't have enough muscle mass in these areas because you don't fortify yourself with the right amount of protein or amino acids, then you lose the ability to make energy. Your mitochondria, 10% of our muscle mass is made out of mitochondria. These are the powerhouses that make ATP, which is the energy for our body. And if you lose that ability because you're not building, you don't have the building blocks of it, you get what's called sarcopenia. You lose the mass. So you know what people become as we age? We become a skinny fat person. You know, a lot of my patients come in later and they say, look how skinny my legs are. I'm getting skinnier. Right? But what's happening though is their weight might change, their weight might not change, but their distribution is different. And when you look at a cross section of, let's say, their legs, it's fattier and not as much muscle. That's a really, really big problem, because there's one area that people don't realize is that when you lack muscle, Adelaide, the less muscle you have, the less ability for you to stabilize your blood sugar level and the higher amounts of diabetes, the higher rate of diabetes because of sarcopenia. So
okay.
That's a link that a lot of people don't talk about, but I want you to know muscle is super important. And did you know that we've got tons of muscles in our face, like 46 muscles, I believe, in our face that we use.
No, I didn't know that. Yeah,
yes.
That we use. So we have to keep our muscles firm and strong.
Exactly. And if you've got and I love exercising. You've got to exercise your facial muscles too. Number one, by smiling and laughing. That's super important. Not only does it make you feel happier and give you all the good neurotransmitters, the feel-good hormones, but it's going to help you so that your face doesn't droop. Anyway, as I'm saying about the nutrients, it's super important. So if you're not a vegetarian or a vegan, but you find yourself that you're still losing muscle mass and you're eating protein, and even if you have enzymes, even if you're taking enzymes, but you're still feeling that my skin's not.
Hello. Uh-oh. What happened? Suzanne dropped off. Does she know that she did? No. Suzanne? Hello? Suzanne, she dropped off the line. Okay, hopefully she will call in immediately, but I'm just going to ask Jim to get her to dial in. Jim, call Suzanne on her cell phone. She's dropped off the line.
Hi, Adelaide.
Dropped off the line. Call her on her cell phone.
I'm here, honey.
Oh, okay, you're back. Okay.
I'm sorry. Gosh, I don't know what happened. My phone is. I've got a full charge on my phone. So sorry about that.
It's okay. No worries. All right. So we were just finishing up on amino acids.
Yes,
Bottom line
yes.
being that.
And bottom line is
that
you do need it.
You do need it, and if you're vegan, you definitely need that supplementation.
Yes.
In terms of your skincare.
Absolutely.
So let's move on to the collagen what it is, why it's so important, and why it is fundamental to your skincare line.
Well, the collagen we talked about is, what is collagen? It's about a protein that's about 1,000, amino acids bound. That's a big protein, 1,000. But what you want to do is you want your own body to be able to make it. See, we've got many different types of collagen. So in our body, we've got type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, type 5. There's many different kinds. For your skin, it's mainly type 1. Type 2 also helps with the skin production as well. Both type 1 and type 2 are mainly for skin and bones and tendons and ligaments, and as well as anything that's kind of like the structural. It's for the connective tissue and structural of your body, including cartilage. So it's super important that we have collagen. And if we don't have like I said, the framework, then everything starts to fall apart. You'll get more inflammation, more joint pain, as well as, of course, aging process. Your skin's going to start to sag. You'll get more wrinkles. You won't have the resilience. Resilience means you can stretch it. Let's stretch it out, and then it will bounce right back because we need collagen for that. So what I believe is that you want to take supplements for collagen, but you also want to apply collagen onto the skin, and that's what my product is all about. Do you want me to talk a little bit about the supplement collagens, or do you want us to move on?
Well, yeah. I want to do that, and you also want to talk about cosmeceuticals?
Yeah, sure. So just the collagen I use are the ones that there's several different kinds. There's powder forms. You'll see it all over online. I like BioCell collagen because it's worked for me. So that's what I give to my patients. It's called BioCell collagen, and it's a mixture of hyaluronic acid, glucosamine, and the collagen, specifically the hydrolyzed collagen base. And by taking that, I found a lot of people even when you've let's say had a baby and you've got the stretching of your skin and you want to really bounce back your abdominal skin, that has really helped with my post-pregnancy patients, but also for your skin, your body. And by fortifying it, that works really well. And then another.
But I also want to say, Suzanne, just for everyone, we know that a lot of the way in which, I don't know how long, but for several decades, one of the beauty secrets of people who have had the money to take care of their skin is to get collagen injections.
Oh, my goodness.
And collagen injections, a lot of stars were doing that, using collagen and Botox and so on to improve their skin and make them look youthful. Well, A, it was very expensive. B, there's pain involved. Never like that. And your products allow us to use collagen, but to put it on topically. And all I know from using it is that it is extraordinary. The way in which it softens your skin, it helps the wrinkles to go away, and your skin looks incredibly different. I had the experience, and I hadn't been using this product for long. When you talked to me about it and asked me and said, this is something I want to share with you, you sent it to me. And I went to New York a couple of weeks ago, and the first thing that happened when I arrived, and certainly I've been working on how I eat and taking care of myself, but I walked into my niece's apartment, and they're both in their 20s, and they said, what have you been doing to yourself? And I honestly actually didn't know what they were talking about. And they said, I looked incredible. And I said, well, you haven't seen me for a while, so I guess I'm doing everything. I'm doing the right things. And they said, your skin looks amazing, you look so much younger, etc., etc. Okay. Well, that was very nice. Now, I'm in hospital. I'm there because my brother's in hospital. And one of the nurses comes in, and she looks at the three of us, and she turns to me and she said, oh, you must be the eldest daughter, and started to talk to me. And I said, no, actually, I'm his sister. And we then proceeded to have a conversation, and my nieces they just kind of looked, and we thought nothing of it. A couple of days later, another nurse, different nurse, because the nurses change all the time, came in and did exactly the same thing and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were his sister. I thought you were his daughter." And afterwards, my brother actually and my nieces commented it and said, my brother was like, and I said, "Well, you might have thought I was his wife, not his daughter." But they commented on it. Now, I want to tell everybody, I'm not so vain as to think that I look like my 20-something nieces. I don't. Maybe the lighting was good. But the point is, there was a marked difference in the quality of my skin and how I looked. And you can't turn back the clock and look 20 years younger, but there is a definite change, and it does reverse skin age. And that was the story that I wanted to share because it was pretty amazing. Okay.
Great
Go on
story.
and tell us more.
Thanks
Yeah,
so
it's a great
much.
story. You can share it.
So great. I love it. I love it. Yes, yes. We get stories like that all the time. Let me go ahead and finish with some of the extra supplements that you should take orally to help your skin is vitamin C, because vitamin C is part of making more collagen in your body. It's super important as an anti-inflammatory and an antihistamine, so you want to use that. I love silica. Silica is, you can get it in a horsetail tea, but it's also really abundant mineral that's found in making more healthier, more vibrant skin. And then, of course, when you do take all of this, you want to take it at the right appropriate time. People don't realize that taking supplements, you want to take it at the right time. Some supplements you want to take it, especially, let's say, vitamin D and vitamin A. Vitamin A is super important for the skin as well. You got to take it with food so that it's fat soluble. But herbal nutrients like vitamin C, which is water soluble, as well as silica, you can take it actually on an empty stomach. Okay, so let's go into then cosmeceuticals. Oh, there's two more oils. I forgot. Two more oils. Omega-7 sea buckthorn oils. Sea buckthorn oil makes your skin really moist. It's a hydrating oil, and it's omega-7s, not omega-3s or 9s. It's an omega-7. And then my new formula that hasn't even come out yet, it's amaranth oil. Have you heard of amaranth?
Yes.
It's a tiny little seed, and it's one of those ancient grains. But what's great about
amaranth, they make it into flowers.
Yes, that's right. The thing about amaranth oil is it can go rancid very quickly. So when it comes to amaranth oil, the processing is super important. But what it does have is a substance called squalene. Squalene, and it really is one of the most powerful skin rejuvenators and moisturizers. And it's very high in tocopherols and tocotrienols, which is different types of vitamin E, and super great for your skin. And you want if you want something that glows and that makes it feel like it's very moist, the amaranth oil is excellent for that. So then let's go ahead and go into cosmeceuticals. And the word cosmeceutical basically means it's nutraceuticals that you apply to your skin. This is my fifth, step to a fabulous face and gorgeous skin. And what that means is that it's a medicinal, nutritional properties in these formulas that you put on your skin. So when you have moisturizers, all those moisturizers that are out there that are available mostly at the malls and drugstores and whatnot, they don't have the right nutrients that are healthy. Just like we take vitamins orally so that we can absorb and get the value of the phytonutrients and the vitamins and minerals, well, cosmeceuticals are ones that you put into the product, or you find them obviously in the creams and serums so that you can apply it, and then your body's going to absorb it. It'll be delivered and enhance the function of the skin, enhance it so that you're preventing it from aging and also oxidizing or causing damage, DNA damage. And the most important ones that I like are cosmeceuticals such as CoQ10. CoQ10 is for energy. I love glutathione that's in products. and we could talk a little bit later about my products that have glutathione in it. I love specific ingredients. Like I said, amaranth oil is excellent, as well as a borage oil, which is rich in gamma-linolenic acid. I love a magnesium ascorbic phosphate, which is a type of magnesium combined with vitamin C, which is non-irritating. Often when you take vitamin C and you put it on your skin, it's really irritating to your face. And I absolutely love grapeseed oil or pycnogenol, and as well as resveratrol. Resveratrol is a super antioxidant for the skin as well. So these are the different types of cosmeceuticals. One of the other factors that I love is hyaluronic acid. And you've probably heard hyaluronic acid because a lot of people also get that as, it's called Juvederm, different kinds of injectable. There are injections that they do for the lips, plumping up lips and diminishing the laugh lines, getting rid of the furrowed brow look, in between your eyebrows. A lot of people get these injected, not so much collagen, but hyaluronic acid. And so what I like to do is I like to use products that have hyaluronic acid in it and what does that do? It's a hydrator. It keeps it nice and moist. Okay.
So let's talk about the skincare products that you have. As you know, and I said this to you from the outset because I know I'm obsessed about it, is finding natural products because there are so many chemicals and so many products that are toxic in a lot of the cosmetics and skincare products that are out there. And there are a lot of things that are natural. And I want you, that purport to be natural. And I want you to talk about how you were having this challenge and you ended up discovering this product that had collagen in it, which is so critical for our skin. And when you put your skincare product line, you talked about some of these products that you used in it, but talk about chemicals, because people
Absolutely.
have the perception that everything has to be natural, and we understand that, and what you have in your skincare products and why.
Got it. One of the factors is, the truth is that in the cosmetic industry, the government, the FDA, really does not do anything to watch out and check to see if companies are using the wrong chemicals and whatnot. In Europe, did you know there's about 1,000 ingredients under the European Union they have banned to use in skincare and cosmetics? At least 1,000 ingredients. Whereas in the FDA, they have actually prohibited only 8 chemicals. 8.
Wow.
So that's means
amazing.
That it really is. I mean, people think that the FDA really prohibits the use of these chemicals, the dangerous ones, and that the companies wouldn't even risk using, but that is not true. That is the fact. That is the fact that we have a lot of chemicals that are used in skin products. Now, one of the factors that, for me, was that I have very, very sensitive skin. Just like my son had really sensitive skin, so did I. I was always reacting, so I was constantly trying new things and spending so much, hundreds of dollars on even a tiny little eye cream that it didn't do anything, and all you saw was a list of very, very high chemical-based product. And I want to share today is what you got to look for. I would like all of you guys to look at your ingredient list, and does it have things like, let's say, dioxin? I mean, dioxin is not something that is common, but it is something that you got to stay away from. Parabens. Parabens are the ones that a lot of people have been talking about, particularly as a preservative. And these parabens are known to cause cancers in animal studies, as well as being a hormone disruptor. Now, parabens, there's 4 different kinds, methylparaben, butylparaben, propylparaben. Look out for those chemicals. PEG, which is polyethylene glycol, super important. A lot of people use it for underarm deodorants and baby care products, and even it's in sunscreen. Then you've got to look out for phthalates. Phthalates, actually, pH, that's the way it's spelled, phthalate, but put a pH in front of it. And those are found in a lot of products. But guess what? It's not even listed. A lot of companies will not list them. and they've been found that it affects sperm count. It's also early breast development in boys and girls, and it can really damage the liver as well. So you got to be careful with that. One of the things that you got to also look out for is sodium lauryl sulfate. That's like a basic soap, and you'll find that in many, many different types of facial cleansers, shampoos, you name it. So sodium lauryl sulfate and body care products. Wow. Some of the body care products, you got to be careful. So all of these chemicals that you might find in my book, I talk a lot about that too. Amines that are in skincare products as well. And personal care, like I'm talking about body, female personal care, like wetting agents and lubricating agents for the vagina. Boy, oh boy, you can't believe all the chemicals that people are putting in that very, very delicate area. You got to be careful. And remember, if you're putting stuff that are chemical based, think about what it can be doing to your cervix, to your uterus, and even into your ovaries. It can create a big problem in that so be careful what you're putting in the vagina. For men, shaving cream. A lot of chemicals are used in shaving cream. So watch out and make sure that you're not using any of these chemicals. And one of the things that people,
Sorry, in terms of your own products, the question that comes up is, are there any chemicals?
Well, yes. This is a really good question, because there's no way a good cosmetic or skincare product can be a stable product without some form of preservative. But I use natural preservatives and the least toxic, and I've done all the research by looking at it's a MDSD, I believe it's called MDSD, and it's basically looking at the chemical and seeing if at all it causes any cancers, if it can be absorbed. It's called Material Safety DS, MDSS. I'm getting all my mixed up. MSDS, Material Safety Data Sheet. All products and all chemicals have that, so you can look it up online. And I've done a lot of research to show that the small ingredient, for instance, hexylene glycol, it is in it's not polypropylene glycol, it's hexylene. It's in my skincare product, the Age Reverse Serum and Age-Defying Moisturizer, because you need a little bit so it to be stable and it won't go bad. You do not want...
And that is the critical thing that I want you to address.
Yes.
That the idea that you need some form of preservative so that the product doesn't go bad. Is that correct?
That's correct. I've had products that I've gotten from the health food store, and I've tried it, and I actually hold on to it for a full year. And the reason is, I want to know, is the shelf life for that long of a period? And often, these all-natural, organic, and they tout there's no chemicals, blah, blah, is that what ends up happening is they'll go rancid quickly, or they'll literally have mold growth. I have had jars of creams. You open it up, and on the top, it can grow things like liquid or whatever, and there's a condensation. Black mold has grown in that natural formula. So the fact is, even if it says natural, even if it says organic, if it does not have the right ingredients, the safe ingredients, to stabilize the product, then why would you want to use it? I don't want having, any kind of bacteria overgrowth on your skin, and definitely fungus as well. Super important that you look at that, So there's got to be a low level of stable chemicals that will prevent bacterial overgrowth. Super important.
And then the final aspect of this is that, for me, the distinction between Purogenics and other skincare products that I've used that are very nice is that I saw a distinct difference in the texture, the quality, the softness of my skin, and I saw lines disappearing or being reduced and the face looking younger. In your case, you actually changed a face that had a lot of sun damage, and the sun damage has now gone. And I know you have many, many testimonials from clients that you can put it on sunburn, and you that was something that you did, and you got rid of sunburn in a day or so. So the Purogenic products actually rejuvenate and revitalize your skin. And
Absolutely.
that is the distinction that that you get in these products. But of course, all the information that you're getting from Dr. Suzanne gives people are things that you can take away with you, and you can. There is a video series that you can find on the sales page, and I'm going to send you to it so that you can see. It is E as in Edward, Z as in zebra.com/skincare health secrets. And on this, you'll have an opportunity to see Dr. Suzanne. There is, you can decide if you want to see the mini-series. It's video and audio, handouts, information that really tells you exactly what you need to do in terms of taking care of your skin, and elaborates on the information that's here in terms of the 7 steps that she's talking about. The one step that we haven't talked about is skincare and your bathtub moment.
So, to me, proper skincare is just as important as, you know, how you eat your body, you take your food and exercise and all that. Because the skin being the largest organ, and of course it's the most visible part of the body when you meet people and everything, that you want to take care of it. I use different various supplements myself, but one of the things that's super important that people don't realize is that exfoliation is very important to release the dead skin off of your skin on the outside so that the new skin below can start to come out, shine and glow and be plump and tighter. So I believe in exfoliation. That bathtub video, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be the one and only time you'll ever see me in a bathtub and in a bathing suit though, but of course, and I teach you how to cleanse your skin in the bathtub. And I highly recommend you do it at least once a week so that you can exfoliate and help your skin come out from below. And you will see so much of the skin will come out. I mean, in the video, that's part of my mini-series. It's the part 3 of my mini-series. There's 4 parts to it. And everyone loves that video because when they do it, I've had people send me literally photos of their bathtub filled with dead skin.
Oh no!
Because
okay.
they use my it's really important that you use a probiotic cleansing bar so that you're not going to deplete the healthy, good bacteria on your skin, because we all have a healthy flora, skin flora, and the probiotic cleansing bar will actually help so that you can maintain the balance and get rid of fungus and viruses and bacteria that are bad for you. But on top of that, when you use a special cloth that I have, that I provide everyone for, is that it will take the skin off. I know you've used it, right?
I have, yeah. And it's, you know, exfoliating really makes a huge difference. And I like that. I like that scrubbing brush you have.
I really look forward to it because you feel very cathartic too. It's like you're peeling that outer layer that you don't need anymore, and then you got this nice pink, tight, glowing.
Tingle all over. Yes.
Exactly,
really nice.
Exactly. So, you know, to me, the skin is a detoxing organ as well. So when you peel off your skin, you know, you're exfoliating, you're getting off toxins. You are cleaning up your body. You're also going to sweat. Oh, I love the sweating mechanisms. When you're exfoliating and you're in the bathtub, you go through the sweating mechanism so that you can get rid of more toxins. So skin, and you can use dry brushing. Dry brushing is really good to do before you go in so that it stimulates your body as well. So all of this is to move the lymph, get the blood flow to the surface of the skin so that when you have more blood flow, you can literally deliver the amino acids needed to make more collagen, make more elastin, and help you with the nutrients as an antioxidant to help you prevent aging. So then, of course, we're going to go into my favorite part, which is how do I take care of my skin, and particularly how do I get into Puregenics? Puregenics is really the big secret for me because I've been, if you see that picture at 43, back then I was using all different types of products.
Well, let's give people a chance to just go to the page. We have a few people asking again.
Oh,
so
good.
it is E as in Edward, Z as in zebra.com/skincare health secrets. easy.com/skin health secrets. Skin health secrets. Again, that's E as in Edward, Z as in zebra.com/skin health secrets. So you can go there, and there's a picture of Dr. Suzanne there. Actually, does it have your before and after?
You know what?
Yes,
it does.
It does. Right
on
the top.
Yep.
There you are. You can see her
there.
at age 53, age 45, and how she looks now at age 52. And you also have the picture that I sent you, and you can see the difference, frankly, between her when she had all that sun damage, and you can see how well it works. Now, you know what's happening. You should get a pop-up on that page so that you can go to the video. And if anybody doesn't have that, we will send it out in our replay and make sure that you can see the video series that we've been talking about. But most of you should get a pop-up and you can sign in. Here it is. Yes, it shows up, and it will take you to the free mini series. But I know sometimes some people just want to see the information and have full access to it. So we've given you the opportunity for both.
What's great about the mini series is that I give a lot of information, and you're going to also get an audio. You'll get my video on how to exfoliate. You'll get my list, my ultimate food checklist, and that's going to help you reduce inflammation from the inside out, and then, of course, help you with your skin. And then I talk a lot about how to take care of your body. So, the mini-series is just going to be a huge value to you. On the right side of that page that you all are looking at, you'll even see a little banner of before and after. If you click on that, you'll get also an opportunity to get the mini-series as well. So,
great. So we have questions, and people have been very patient, and I know they have them. So I just want to start asking you some of those. And if there's anything critical that we haven't shared, of course, Dr. Suzanne, let me know, and we'll make sure we share that. Is it a good time to start taking some questions?
We sure can. I'd like to just make an emphasis of one of the products, why the collagen, how it's so different. Puregenics collagen is so different. So the Puregenics collagen, and when I discovered this, it came from Korea. It was not available in America, and I was so fortunate to be able to get this product. And then, of course, I decided that once I started using it, I wanted it so much that I became the actual sole distributor. Puregenics is the only company that has this type of very, very unique collagen. And this is a pharmaceutical-grade collagen that has been prepared a certain way so that the size of the collagen is tighter and smaller, and it gets absorbed, delivered directly into the skin. They've used a special kind of collagen that's called collagen. There's no allergens at all. They cut off the allergenic portion of collagen. You've seen people when they get injectables in their lips and they swell up like a duck lips. They get so fat. That's because they're allergic to that collagen that's being injected. But our collagen does not have those end products called telopeptides. They cut them off so that they're smaller, and it's non-allergenic, non-inflammatory. Plus, they've used a technique where they've literally ionized it so that it's your face. Your face naturally, as we age, is positive in the electrons, meaning it's a positive in nature electrically. But they've made this formula so it's negatively ionized. So we all know that negative and positive attract each other. So what it does is it has delivery process of speeding up, of bringing that collagen into your skin. That's the reason why. That's the reason why it's not just sitting on top of your face. The collagen is delivered deep into the dermal tissue. Studies have shown all this, and you could even see. That's the reason why you felt that there were true changes in your skin. And I felt it, and everyone else feels it. If you look at the before and afters, majority of the before and afters are after 30 minutes. 30 minutes application. It is very fast, and within that period, you will see a difference. Plumping, tightening, lifting, and the color. The color, people say that my skin is so much more vibrant. Not just that, they can feel the action of the collagen creating an energy, and you feel like this whole, almost like your skin is alive feeling. And if you put it on properly, and I show on the Pure Genetics website too, I show how you can get the video. There's a way you can get the video on the advanced ways to apply it. You put it over your lips. Adelaide, you can get plumped up lips and forget about doing anything else.
Naturally.
Naturally.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I've been using this. Of course, I've been using it for 7 years now. And this product, Adelaide, we've only sold it to doctors. This is the thing that people don't also know, is that most people have not seen this online and whatnot, is because we only have been, in the last 8 years, selling it to doctors, medi-spas, laser centers, as well as plastic surgeons, the celebrity doctors of the world. Mm-hmm. And I mean celebrity, big celebrities. You know, I've got amazing clients that have been using this. And anyway.
And they pay a lot more, too. Because,
believe me.
Because there's a big markup in
very
those clinics.
Big markup. Very big markup. Mm-hmm. So, you know, because of that, but then I decided that, you know, you'll see in the video. You'll see in my video series, I decided to, for the first time, share this with my audience, and because I thought that how could they not use this, because it's so incredibly healing. I had an experience of getting second-degree burn. In fact, I got it in Florida, out by where you live, and a few months back, and it did wonders for the skin. You'll see it on the first video. So what ended up happening was I was using this to get my skin back to health and feel, of course, I want to feel as good as I feel inside. I want to look as good on the outside. And I started using it, and by using it, I've reversed. And I truly believe, for my body, it's reversed my skin age, because you can see the before and after. And all the sun damage is so much better. You can tell I'm still in the sun. I don't skimp on the sun, but my skin is so much healthier on my face that even if I am in the sun, and I do all the protections with a zinc oxide and a hat and whatnot, I still find that it doesn't irritate it the way it used to be in the past. It's because my skin is healthier. Healthier skin will reduce. If you have healthier skin, stronger collagen, and thicker skin. And that's what this does. The collagen mask literally creates a thickness of your skin so that you can pinch it. Well, as you age, you know how skin gets really thin and it gets crepey, and you can see, like, you know, literally, if you were to, some people who've got really thin skin, when you pull on it, it takes time for it to jump right back. You know what I mean? Well, right. The collagen will thicken it. You will see. And I always tell people, don't forget to put it on your neck after you've put it on your face, because then it'll boost up your neck, the quality of your neck. And then the Age Reverse Serum and the Age Defying Moisturizer I've created with the mind knowing that, you know what, I want to use all the best cosmeceuticals to heal the skin, to prevent damage, to prevent sun damage, and the super antioxidants, the glutathione I talked to you about. There's Edelweiss in there, and Edelweiss is the adaptogen for the skin. An adaptogen is basically a formula that helps you adapt to stress. And I'm talking about stress on the skin is from the wind, from the sun, the dryness, all of that. And Edelweiss plant stem cells, there's plant stem cells in there, is going to help prevent the aging process and, of course, the wrinkles and whatnot. So I've created a really great program for your audience here and the people that are listening, and I'm so happy that I can be here to answer any questions y'all have with anything.
Good. Well,
Yep.
so I'm so grateful too, and my suggestion is watch the video series. Lots of great information, and check out the Purogenics line. The proof is in the pudding. When you try it, you will see a huge difference in your skin. And for me, at the end of the day, we all want to be healthy and beautiful on the inside and out. We have Lynn saying she can't get on the website. Okay, Lynn, that is because you put in www, and I just said put in on the HTTP. So you put HTTP, or it just comes up. If you just put into the browser E as in Edward, Z as in zebra.com/skin health secrets, and you don't put any www, it will take you to the correct page. So there's no www. It'll just turn into an HTTP site, and it'll take you there. So just put in E as in Edward, Z as in zebra.com/skin health secrets. Now, let's get to some of these questions. We actually have one person who has had her hand up all the time. So I'm going to start out with them. I'm going to take care of their question, and then we'll address some of the ones on the webcast, because that's where we had the most questions. So this is our guest in the 518 area code. If we haven't answered your question already, please ask it and just go introduce yourself and go right into the question. Thanks. Hello, are you there? New York in the 518 area code. Hi. Are you there? You've had your hand up for a long time. Okay. They're not coming in, 518 area code. All right, since they're not coming in, we will come back to you later, and let's go to all the questioners on the webcast. And on the webcast, we have someone asking how I can get rid of nose-to-mouth lines.
Got it. Those are nasolabial folds. Great question. Nasolabial folds. This is an area that a lot of people end up getting the injectables to fill in, right?
Yeah.
So the nose to mouth lines, and they're deep. They're deep area, and the reason why they get deep is because the one factor that actually causes it to get deeper is when you actually smile. So when everyone smiles, that's an area that ends up creasing. And you can end up having a crease where it's completely permanent. So there are different exercises. Remember earlier I talked about exercises, Adelaide? There are yoga, I call it facial yoga exercises. Facial yoga exercises can actually help minimize those lines. Because what you're doing is you're changing the muscle girth and the health of the muscle, and you're plumping up the muscle underneath. The second thing, of course, that I recommend is Purogenics. So the Purogenics collagen mask and serum. I cannot tell you that it's going to completely eliminate it, but it can minimize it for sure. So what you want to do is you can, before you put the mask on, you just put an extra layer of the serum in that area. So any areas that you really want to plump up, whether it's between your eyes, around the nose to the mouth, on your lips, you can actually put extra of the collagen serum, and then you apply it. And then you apply the mask over it, and then that means you're going to deliver more collagen into the areas of concern. But those are the two areas, and then you've got to take some supplements, collagen supplements. You've got to take the vitamin C. I love amino acids. We've talked all about that. You need to work from the inside out. Also, this is a biggie, do not sleep on your face. And what I mean by that, don't sleep on your side or your stomach, because that can push your cheek on. How do you sleep, Adelaide?
Well, I think that I go in all directions as I'm listening to you. So what you left with, to sleep on your back?
Yes. You've got to sleep
I
on your
can't
back.
sit all night on my back.
No kidding.
I
Well,
would find that very difficult. I
uncomfortable.
sleep on my back, but it's uncomfortable to
It
be
is.
in one position.
It is. But I'll tell you what, when you sleep on your side or your stomach, because your head is, if your obviously your head is laying on your head, whether it's the side or your stomach, you're pushing your face muscles and your face cheeks, and you're going to create a crease. So it took me 2 months for me to get on my back, and I did that many, many years ago when I was in college. I learned how to sleep on my back. Being a chiropractor, talked about, making sure your neck is not all tweaked out. So you got to sleep on your back. That's the best way. Try to start out as much as you can, and then, if you wake up, then you just turn over on your back again.
Right.
There you go. Thank you for the question.
So those are the three things. Thank you. Great question. All right, Lynn says her skin gets white, hard bumps that either don't go away or they last a very long time. They're different from the regular blemish, although they look similar.
So,
can you help her?
Yes, yeah. So it all depends on the way it looks and feels. Now, white, hard bumps, most of the time you will find it around your eyes or around the nose, and that is actually fatty tissue that's trapped under your dermal cells, under your external cells of the skin, so that it's not like it's an infection. It's not an infection. It's not like a whitehead. It's not like you can pop it. So what you've got to do is, with those types of individuals, I actually put them because the fatty tissues, a lot of it's cholesterol. So what I do is I work on their cholesterol level. If you've got high cholesterol, then that totally makes sense that you've got it. And often, again, you find it's in a very thin area of your skin, and it accumulates in thin areas around the eyes and around the nose area. And the way I see, I don't recommend you to pop it, because it can create it can create my phone. I should have left it off. Here we go.
Don't worry about it. I can't hear it, so go ahead.
Thank you. So anyway, I don't recommend you to pop it, because you can create an infection on your skin, and that can be very, very damaging. And if you want, and are really, really unsightly, then go to your dermatologist, and they will be able to do it in a surgical manner. It's an outpatient thing, and they'll be able to remove the extra fat from that.
Okay. Ginger has a really great question. She has gone to the page, and she's asking about the different options that you have. She'd like to know how long the age-defying moisturizer and the serum generally last, because the mask is for 2 months, and that's something you use on a weekly basis, and you can put it, and you use it on your face, and then you can use it on the neck. And those results last beautifully for the week. So that's a 2-month supply. But what about the moisturizer and the serum generally?
Got it. I find that the moisturizer and the serum can last anywhere from 6 weeks to 8 weeks. And the reason is it all depends on how much you put it on. I put it on my entire face, my neck, and décolleté. Décolleté is right below your collarbones, where it's exposed to, the chest area. And often the chest area, we also have age spots, wrinkles, and it ages rapidly because it's always exposed. So that's how much I use, or that's the areas that I put the age reverse serum and the age defying moisturizer. So depending on how much you put it on is going to govern how much you're going to need it and how fast but usually 6 to 8 weeks.
I found I use it for maybe around 7 to 8 weeks as well.
Great.
So that's good. That was a great question, though. And okay, Sue is asking, what would you recommend for an adult who's 30 and over and has cystic acne? Would you recommend supplements?
Cystic acne is a condition that, in my practice, I always look at the gut. Beginning of the call, we talked about how important food is, and you've got to address the deeper rooted issue that might be you've got infections in the gut, whether it's overgrowth of bacteria, yeast, as well as parasites, possible parasites. You also, with cystic acne, there's another area that we've got to look at is hormonal. If you've got excessive amounts of hormone problems, and I'm talking more in excessive amounts of testosterone. Some people have, if they have it, right around their period and they get cystic, it's often indicative of a hormonal issue as well. And what happens is that when you have excessive amount of hormones coming from the ovaries and your adrenal glands, it increases an overactivity of your oil glands on your face, and it could even be on your chest and your back. And if it's really overactive, then and on top of that, if you've got a gut issue and you've got you're eating too much sugar, you're eating too much chocolate, even chocolate can cause it, then what you're going to have is it can create more cystic acne. So you've got to address the deeper rooted issue. The food is really easy. Go and get my list of foods and start changing your lifestyle and what you're putting onto your skin. And then I highly recommend you to get your hormones checked out. 30, you're a young gal, so that means you're going to have, you're really at your peak of your hormones, and you want to make sure that you don't have a condition called polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS. PCOS can cause cystic acne as well, and it's an underlying condition where in your ovaries you end up having these cysts, and during your mid-cycle, when you're literally having your ovulation time, it really hurts, like your belly hurts, or you get a really swollen belly, cramps, you get diarrhea, headachy. That might be an indication that you might have PCOS. Another indication of that is that you've got aggressive, you're more irritated, irritable, because you've got an extra amount of testosterone, and you might grow extra hair on your body. So if these are the things that you're seeing, you've got to go see your gynecologist. And the best time to go is mid-cycle, just so to see, are there any cysts growing on your ovaries? Mid-cycle meaning anywhere between 10 to 14 days in your period cycle, 10 to 14 days from the first day of your cycle started. So that's something that you got to look at. And with cystic acne, a lot of doctors, medical doctors, want to use antibiotics. But if you've got cystic acne because you've got fungal issues in your gut, yeast overgrowth, then you're really defeating the purpose there, because the antibiotics is going to make the fungus grow more. And the fungus can be part of the reason why all the toxins are coming out to your skin and it's becoming cystic as well. So there's many deeper reasons why you might have cystic acne, and the looking at it as a holistic condition is really going to be the cure or at least minimize what you've got, and cleaning the skin. I would highly recommend you use my probiotic cleansing bar because that will help minimize the bacteria and fungi that's living on your skin. It will help minimize the excess oil flow as well, and then the age reverse will really help. The age reverse serum of the ingredients, which is called glutathione, will really help minimize also the irritation and inflammation. People who have cystic acne get a lot of scarring from it. And guess what? The scars can be filled by the collagen serum and the collagen mask. I used to have a chickenpox mark on my cheek, that I've had since I was a child. A chickenpox mark literally looks like a divot in your skin, and it just doesn't go away. But since I've been using the Purogenics collagen mask, that divot has been filled in. So a lot of individuals who've got deep acne scars, they love the collagen serum and mask so that they can use it to fill in the scars so that it can start to look more, the texture is more even rather than irregular.
Well, I think you've given Sue a lot of great suggestions. And as our time is going and you have given us so much time, I just want to ask a couple of last questions that I think affect a lot of people on the calls. How do I get rid of bags under my eyes?
Great question. Great question. I'm going to tell you, there's a photo on the before and after. There's a woman with a blue. Do you see the blue eyeshadow? that one's one of my favorite clients. And if you notice, she has bags under the eyes, right? On the before.
Right. Yeah.
So take a
lot
look.
of lines too.
Yes, a lot of lines. And so collagen, the mask and serum is excellent for bags. Excellent. But I'm going to tell you something. If you've got allergies, because most of the time when you've got bags, that means that your eyes are swollen, right? And often if you've got problems with allergies, then it doesn't matter how much we try to do things. You've got to get to the root of the problem. You've got to address your allergies, whether it's environmental or food allergies. People will say, oh my gosh, I wake up and now my eyes are all swollen. What happened? It could be because you've got dust mites on your pillowcases that's irritating your eyes. It could be that you ate a food item the night before, too much ice cream, and they swelled up your eyes, and because of the inflammation. It could be because you're using the wrong forms of makeup that's irritating your skin. And then, of course, when it's irritating, then it's going to cause loose, lax skin. There's one other, which is the aging process of the sarcopenia. I talked about it earlier. When you lose your muscle mass in your face, then your skin just kind of hangs, right? That's another reason why you need to take the right amount of proteins and amino acids to keep your skin from losing that muscle mass. So there's many reasons for bags, but you got to get to the root of it. Now, for me, I do it all. I take the amino acids I talked about. I take 5 of them twice a day. I do my masks. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I don't do it every week anymore because as your skin gets better, Adelaide, what's going to happen is that you don't need it as often. Sometimes when I go on a big, let's say a photo shoot, or I'm going to some red carpet event, I'm going to do it 2 days in a row because I want my skin to look awesome in front of photos and I'm in public. So I might do it 2 days in a row, but majority of the time now, I do it like once a month, Adelaide. I don't do it every week anymore. So
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. And the serum, though, I do it every day. Every day, serum, you've got to use it because every day our skin naturally peels, little, we lose our collagen every single day. So you want to replenish it little by little. So this will then minimize your need to buy excessive amounts of product in the future. You just do it. Yeah.
So as your skin gets better and better, then you use it on an as-needed basis, except for the serum and the moisturizer.
Serum, age reverse serum, age-defying moisturizer, and I mean the ICS serum, which is a collagen serum. I still use a collagen serum.
Absolutely, yeah.
One thing that we didn't talk about is that when you order this, if you order it, you're going to get it the very next day, and it's because this collagen is biologically active collagen. This is exactly like the pharmaceutical grade, but even better. But that means it's refrigerated. We cannot have collagen biologically active where it's going to go into the skin if it's been left out in room temperature. It has to be refrigerated, everyone. So super important. You got to have your refrigeration ready, and we send it to you all in a refrigerated pack overnight, and that's $50.
And the shipping is included.
Oh
so
yeah, we've got.
I think that's important to let people know that it's being overnighted to you in order to keep the product, and your shipping is actually included. Yes,
that's right. That is absolutely correct. And you're
so
getting
that's quite
pretty
substantial.
much right. Exactly. You're getting pretty much close to wholesale product, wholesale pricing, and that's why I'm so excited to share this with y'all. So so you guys can try it and start getting the benefits of what you can do, so that you can love your skin and feel it and feel good about yourself.
Now, just a last question that someone is asking, and I'm not even sure how this can be done. She's asking about a guarantee.
Oh, okay. So when it comes to the product, right? Mm-hmm. I believe that the collagen, if you're irritated and your body doesn't do well with it, you send it back. I don't want you to get any problems with it. But I'm telling you that I have, in the number
How
of
many
years
times has that happened in the last 8 years?
I can't even tell you. In the last 8 years, I don't deal with the day-to-day, but I answer all questions because I'm obviously the doctor that knows the most information about it in the science realm and all that. I'd say under 10 times. I mean, really, I don't get it very many. Really, I don't do it. And allergy-wise, it's not much. It's not much. And give it a chance. Do it all the way through, guys. You will see the changes. You will see the changes.
Great. And that's terrific. And last of all, Dr. Suzanne, so this offer is an offer that's special for Wellness Revolution community members only. As Dr. Suzanne said, you need to know that this is something that has only been used by doctors and dermatologists and plastic surgeons, although it's used all around the world, but in those places, and it's been at a premium because people have been injecting themselves, and this gives them high-quality collagen that you can actually apply on your face, and it seeps into your skin and plumps it up and helps you to regain that youthful look. So that's why I was excited to offer it, and I really wanted Dr. Suzanne to give this very extensive information, so you really got a sense of how to take care of your skin, what you need to do, what the priorities are. She's been doing this for over 26 years, and you would also have the opportunity to test out a skincare product that has been literally life-changing for a lot of people. So, Dr. Suzanne, I want to thank you so much for coming and sharing this with my community and for deciding actually to make it available to more of us so that we can all look fabulous and beautiful too.
Oh, thanks so much. I had a great time, Adelaide. Love talking to you anytime. And if anyone has questions, they can always email me. And you know, I'll answer it because I want to serve you the best way I can. I just want y'all to have.
Faye has a question, and I'm going to send it to you.
Sure.
Because we won't have time to do it on the call, and thank you so much for that.
All right.
So once again, everyone, I just want to let you know that Dr. Suzanne's page, if you have come on the call late, you can go to it, and it is E as in Edward, Z as in Zebra, Skin Health Secrets / Skin Health Secrets. And you don't need to put any www, just type in E as in Edward, Z as in Zebra.com / Skin Health Secrets in the browser, and it'll take you to the page. Dr. Suzanne, thank you. I'm going to let you have the last word because you absolutely deserve to do so.
Oh, I appreciate it. You know, it's always so much fun to talk about health and well-being. I want everyone to just live their life to the fullest. And why not feel good from the inside out and look as good as you feel inside? I just want everyone to go out there and have a blast and live your best life, you know, full of energy, enthusiasm, and, of course, ultimate wellness. Thank you. This is Dr. Suzanne.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.